Hello, hello, my creative friends. I'm so happy to be able to give you guys this episode today. I know it's a bit later on in the week, and you know what? That just happens sometimes, doesn't it? So I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to take this opportunity to dig in a little bit with what's going on with the full moon in Libra, as well as another fun conjunction with Chiron and Aries that will be happening on the same day. So this is going to be Saturday, April 12th, which you will definitely be getting this episode before then. And I wanted to talk about what that may be looking like in your own life. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Aubrey Barr. I'm a photographer, a massage therapist of 18 years, an intuitive coach, and astrology-obsessed guide. I help people see themselves clearly through this lens, through the body and through the stars. And I love being able to encompass all of those passions into a beautiful podcast to be able to deliver to you guys every week. So welcome. So let's talk about what it means to have a full moon in Libra and why this particular lunation holds some potent energy for reflection, relationships, and finding inner balance. Libra is the sign of partnership, harmony, beauty, and balance. Remember, it's that scale, right? That's what the sign represents. So ruled by Venus, Libra seeks peace and connection. And a full moon here invites us to take an honest look at the dynamics in our lives, especially those that involve other people. Full moons are a time of culmination, clarity, and release. They shine a bright light on what's been building beneath the surface and bringing things into the forefront so we can either celebrate growth or acknowledge what's no longer aligned with us. So when the moon is full in Libra, the focus is on, one, our relationships, right? Either that's romantic, platonic, business, even our relationship with ourselves is here. And then two, how we seek balance emotionally, mentally, energetically, all of it. Three, where we might be sacrificing peace to avoid conflict. Okay, this is my people pleasers in certain terms, or where we're overcompensating and giving too much. So this moon asks, are your connections reciprocal? Are you giving and receiving? Or are you doing all of the emotional heavy lifting? Are you speaking your truth in a way that's both honest and kind, or are you avoiding confrontation to keep the peace? Do you value your own needs as much as you value others, or are you losing yourself trying to make everyone else comfortable? And I would be amiss if I didn't mention that this sounds like a lot of moms, doesn't it? It sounds like something we do anyway, very naturally with this beautiful feminine energy we have. And the question is, where is it out of balance? Where is it just too much, where we need to actually fix it? So Libra energy teaches us that balance doesn't always mean 50-50. Sometimes it means adjusting moment by moment in order to stay in integrity. It's also deeply connected to aesthetics, love, and how we value ourselves and our surroundings. You may feel drawn to beauty in your space. You may feel drawn to smooth over old wounds or reevaluate what feels aligned in your life. If there's tension around codependency, people-pleasing, or emotional avoidance, this full moon might highlight that. It might put a big old shiny spotlight on it for you, but not in a scary way. Okay, this is all about growth. It's in a liberating way. So it's showing you and you're saying, that's where it's a little off balance and I can fix that. It's truly giving us a chance to come back to center. Okay, so on a deeper level, the full moon in Libra reminds us that we can't find true harmony outside of us until we find it within, which is just the truth. That means healing old patterns, tending to our nervous system, and learning to love the parts of ourselves we've tried to keep quiet. Okay, this is a beautiful time to journal about your current relationship patterns, to release toxic dynamics or unrealistic expectations, and even to meditate on what balance truly means for you, not what other people say it should look like, right? Because there's definitely a difference. A lot of you are already empaths. This is going to make you feel more sensitive to the energy around you during this moon. I am feeling that already. I have been for a couple days. I knew it was coming. Okay. Give yourself some space to rest, ground, and reflect. My 3 favorite things to do. Now, I actually decided that today we're going to go through some readings for your specific rising sign. If you do not have that information, you can find it on any astrology calculator online. Just make sure you have your birth time because it does change every couple hours. And it matters greatly because this full moon is going to be happening in one house of yours. And that determines what kind of more specific things you're going to have to deal with, or you're going to be able to overcome and use this greatly to push you towards that next level. And then as a special bonus before I get into the rising houses, just as a side note, you guys, the sun conjunct Chiron in Aries that's happening the same day as this moon is going to activate that wounded healer that we all carry unresolved pain from. Okay. So when they come together, it's like someone is saying, hey, you remember this spot that maybe you don't feel so great about? We're going to work on it. So keep that in mind as you pair this with what I'm about to tell you about the Libra full moon. Okay. Because it's really going to have that emotional connection. So you're not just going to feel like, wow, I have this imbalance in my life and it's bad and I need to fix it. It's going to be like, wow, I actually put myself last and I abandoned my own needs in effort to not upset others, right? It's going to be a deeper kind of feeling. So just keep that in mind and give yourself grace as always as we continue through this period. So together, all of these energies are saying you can be soft and strong. You can have wounds and still show up with confidence. You don't have to be fully healed to be worthy of connection or success. Okay, so keep that in mind, the balance that is coming in from this. All right, let's get started on your rising sign. All right, so Aries rising, this full moon is lighting up your 7th house of partnerships. Okay, expect revelations in your one-on-one relationships. Okay, either romantic relationships that are really close or business contracts. It's time to assess and balance your personal needs with those of others. And honestly, we've been in Venus retrograde as it is. And so you might have already noticed some 7th house themes coming up for you, which really makes us reassess those relationships. And so you're either walking away from one or you're feeling even more connected after some emotional insights or mental clarity coming through. Okay, Taurus rising, your 6th house of health and daily routines and also nutrition, things that you eat. This is where it's showing up for you. So a perfect moment to refine your habits. You might already be feeling this push towards a focus on wellness and bring harmony back into your work-life balance. Like you might already have that on your heart and on your mind. And so I wouldn't be shocked if you already started changing some of these things. But with the full moon here, it's like, okay, let's go. And remember with the full moon too, it's not always abrupt. This is always like a cycle of things that happens. And so you might make decisions today to make these change and shift for you that you'll continue to feel for a long time. All right, Gemini rising, the 5th house of creativity and romance is illuminated. This is also children, where you have your children. This is also like imagination. So embrace your playful side. This is like, where can I play? Like, in what ways am I not playing enough is what this says to me. And so indulge in creative projects and perhaps even a romantic revelation is coming on the horizon. So yes, romance is here too. So you might feel like something coming in that direction, which would be amazing. But creative projects are huge in the 5th house. And so maybe it's a matter of balancing, your family's needs with what you have creatively wanting to do. Okay, so that might be an issue for you. Cancer rising, home and families matter because this is in your 4th house. Okay, so it's what you're paying attention to right now. It's time to address domestic things going on in your house. And there's even a pull towards emotional security here, right? Because that's also kind of a home thing that we often feel. And so allowing for maybe some, not remodeling, but let's say moving things around. That might be part of what you're looking at right now. You might say, okay, I really don't like the way my house feels when you first walk in. You might be really inclined to kind of switch things up right now. So pay attention to that. And also with the balance, let's make sure we look at our family dynamics and how we're balancing the needs of everybody, including the needs of yourself. Leo rising, your third house of communication is activated. Bam. Important conversations, because this is about communication, may arise, and it's an excellent time to express your thoughts clearly and harmoniously. Thank goodness we just finished with Mercury retrograde, because you might have already had some hiccups from that. And now we're saying, okay, maybe I learned from my communications, and this is how I would like to communicate with people. You're always looking for that harmony and communication. This is also short-term travel. So like me going to a client's house or something like that that's 30 minutes away, like this would include that kind of thing. So you might find actually yourself wanting to kind of branch out and maybe go visit a park that you haven't been to in forever or something like that. Virgo rising, hello, my friend. I am with you. Focus shifts to your second house of finances and self-worth. Reflect on your values, spending habits, and how you can create more balance in your material world. I cannot put enough emphasis on this being your house of self-worth. Okay, because that's the second house too. And so we have Libra there, and we're always trying to balance work with our self-care time, right? And how we value ourselves. And sometimes we look at our work and we say, oh, I didn't make a lot of money today, and therefore I'm not worth very much. I'm exaggerating, but you can see that there's probably a pattern that comes up in your life around this topic. So we're shining a light on that right now. We're saying, where have you not healed in this department? Where can we heal now your self-worth, your value? And so you can have a more like harmonious balance between those two worlds. All right, Libra rising. The full moon is in your first house. It's all about you. This is you, you guys. Personal revelations, self-discovery, all your authenticity, things that make you truly shine are showing up here. Okay, so if you're feeling pulled towards personal growth, if you're feeling pulled towards a new idea that just came into your world and you're like, let me run with that, that is this energy. And it's saying, yes, it's time you make a shift here. It's time you change this. You might also want to change up something about your style or something about your appearance, like the way you show up. Maybe you're getting a haircut, which is great after Venus retrograde, but that might be something that you're looking at changing, something that changes your appearance. All right, for Scorpio rising, this is your 12th house. This is the spiritual house, but it's also our subconscious. And so if there's something that you have here that you absolutely need healing, it's coming up right now, and it's probably already been in your world for a couple days, because this energy can be felt before that, especially in this house. So pay attention to your dreams and your intuition. It's a period for healing and releasing what no longer serves you. Sagittarius rising, this is happening in your 11th house of friendships and aspirations and social groups or social media or even like networking. So there's a change that's happened here recently, and you might be finally gaining clarity around what social circles you want to stay in, what you have for long-term goals. That might be changing. Any collaborations could be especially fruitful now. It might be a really great time to open up your business or whatever it is to collaborations, because there could be something big that's been brewing here, and now's your time to really bring that forward into focus. For Capricorn rising, career and public image take the center stage with the full moon in your 10th house. This is what people see the most. This is the top of your world. So recognition for your efforts may come. Or it's time to reassess your professional path. If you've been feeling like maybe you need to go in a different direction with something, something's been feeling off balance, we'll say. Definitely, this is a great time to reassess and see which way you want to head, because it may have felt a little foggy lately, which would be totally understandable given the eclipse portal. All right, Aquarius rising, your ninth house of higher learning and travel is activated. This is also like college classes. This is publishing a book. Consider expanding your horizons through education, through spiritual pursuits. There's a lot of culture here and visiting other places, maybe even planning an adventure. I love that for you. And yes, if you've been thinking about writing a book, you might really, really feel that now, especially if it's a seed you planted back when we had the new moon. Okay, for Pisces rising, the eighth house of transformation and shared resources is highlighted. This is deep emotional insights and shifts in financial partnerships. Okay, so this is not just your everyday money, but this is the money you make with a spouse. This is like your more passive income sometimes shows up here. This is also taxes and 401ks and even inheritances. And so having this here means that there's some kind of transformation that's coming your way in that area. I hope that's helpful for all of you as you look at your charts. Now, remember that these are general insights, okay? For a more personalized understanding, consider looking at your full natal chart, because there's obviously going to be more things going on there. And just understand that you need to embrace the balancing energy that this full moon is bringing you. Just let it guide you. Let it make things aware to you that you can actually shift and change. Instead of fighting, making changes, or wanting to stay in victim mode in some of these categories where we're people pleasing, just allow that flow to open up. What if I did do this different? What if I did value myself more? All of these are essential questions, and they could show up in any category on your chart. Okay, guys, I wanted to give you that brief understanding of what's going on. I truly hope that this finds you at a stage in life where you are open to growth and tackling these challenges that maybe have been repeated patterns for you. I strongly encourage you to get a reading. If you would like to get one from me, I have a few available at this time, and really try to see if there's certain areas in your life that you need to start working on and healing on a more emotional level. I will leave the link to my courses in the show notes. If there's something that jumps out for you guys, there will be a coupon code called Libra Full Moon. And so you can use that to get any of the classes in any of the areas that you really feel like you need that help with at this time. All right, my friends, have a beautiful day, and we will talk soon.